Messenger Theater Company presents Season 3 of The Dragon. Episode 6, 5,000 Years. Zeke, Dr. Andrea Hester, and Dylan.
Hey, man! Wow! I'm so glad you came back here. The owners were like, no way he's coming back. And I was like, you're probably right, but I'm so glad we were all wrong. What can I get started for you? Right? It's not just a cute name. That Dragoncino is really delicious. Well, it is definitely the most popular drink we have, but I'm actually partial to the dragon repellent. Oh, it's a cappuccino with pine sugar, because you know how pine helps keep women from dragoning up? Well, this pine sugar is delicious. We sprinkle the top with it, and there's also a spoonful of pine-flavored syrup in it, too. Oh, sure, smelling is totally possible. Get a whiff of that. I know. Well, when I first started here, I was wary of the pine, but now I have to have at least one a day. Well, I'd have more, but this pine sugar isn't cheap, and I can't be going crazy drinking it all day. Oh, absolutely. We call that a failed dragon repellent because we set it on fire. You want me to get one going for you? Thank you, boss. I'll tell the owners. Yeah, it's kind of rare for anyone to innovate in this space these days. I feel like the pumpkin spice thing was the last time anyone made a big leap in cafe culture. And that was so long ago. I wasn't even drinking coffee yet when that happened. Yeah, I keep telling them it's a real leap. Oh, they say that the dragoning was such a big evolutionary leap it had to bring other stuff along. They're convinced we're going to see a new world full of exciting innovations. I don't know, I'm just a barista. But I guess it's possible. I mean, I read this book about how art and music and everything sort of flattened out at the turn of the century, and there's been no innovations in music or art or coffee or whatever in all these years. So if this is what shakes us out of that sameness, I'm okay with it. Not that it would matter if I wasn't. If I've learned anything from the dragoning, it's that I'm not nearly as important as I thought I was. No, that's not true. What I'm actually learning is how to survive in a world that seems to want to kill me, but sometimes I guess that feels like I'm just not that important, you know? Like you realize if I got eaten tomorrow, a small handful of people would be sad, and my bosses would have to train the next barista themselves. But otherwise, you know, my impact on the universe thus far has been negligible. Oh no, I'm not upset about it. I guess what I realized is that I had a pretty inflated sense of my own importance before. No, you've done a lot. You were in the news, in all those videos. You're the dragon's boyfriend. Oh, yeah. I guess I see that. No, I don't want to say it. Yeah, sidekick does sort of sum it up. Does that upset you? No, I get it. I kind of like it too. I don't need to be the main character. I'm just happy to be in the story. That's exactly my point. It's kind of a nice change to just live my life and not take an oversized role in it somehow. I don't know, trauma has a big impact on all of us, I guess. Well, they're saying that all of us who've experienced the dragoning are pretty much traumatized, or at least the men are. The women may be having the opposite experience. What they're saying is that we've had our sense of safety severely compromised. Oh, just that most of us never had much reason to fear before. I hadn't been truly afraid since I was a child, afraid of monsters under the bed. But now I'm genuinely afraid a lot of the time, and I gotta say, it takes a lot out of me. Oh, I know the fear's keeping me alive, but it is not without cost. I just get a lot less done, you know? I had no idea how much a life without fear was worth. Turns out, a lot. Here you go. One failed dragon repellent for you. I know, right? I'm so glad you like it. No, listen. What I mean is, if I could go back in time to the pre-dragon world, I would appreciate the absence of fear. I would walk around reveling in how little I had to be afraid of. And there were things I ought to have been afraid of, and I wasn't, and it was nice. I mean, I put it on the list of things I should have been grateful for before. And it's funny to be grateful for an absence of something. I used to feel powerful, you know? But I was not a king. And sometimes women gave me everything because they were afraid I would turn on them. No, never. But I see now that that doesn't mean I wasn't benefiting from the fear that I would. Just because I wasn't aware of it at the time doesn't mean I wasn't milking it for all it was worth. Well, I know that now because I find myself on the other side of it. Like, I do everything I can to please any woman that I'm with because I'm afraid she will turn on me, turn dragon and eat me. The only difference is we're both fully aware that that's what's happening. Since it's new, you know? The other way had been going on for millennia, and this way just turned around this year. So, it's just more obvious. Is it evolution or devolution? Which is more evolved, awareness or power? Power felt better. But I also realized that it was the cause of a whole lot of destruction and suffering. No, not mine. Oh my God, no. I'm a barista. I've never had any real power. But, you know, power in general. In the hands of men for thousands of years. We didn't do a stellar job with that throughout history. Yeah, our 5,000 years might be up. Oh, a friend of mine told me about a feminist art show from a while ago that was called Your 5,000 Years Are Up. And I think about it sometimes. Well, because it doesn't seem fair, does it? We had everything for 5,000 years, and right here at the end of it, we were born. Like, I never really got to take advantage of this famous male privilege. But when your 5,000 years are up, they're up. I mean, it doesn't mean it's the end of everything for men. If I were really worried about it, I could move somewhere that hasn't had a dragoning yet, which is pretty much everywhere. But this is where things are happening, you know? And just because men won't be at the center anymore doesn't mean we can't get up to some interesting stuff. I mean, women managed all these years, we can do it too. Just because it'll be harder to get to the top doesn't mean it's not worth doing stuff. I mean, right now, I'm part of some coffee innovation. Who knows what's around the corner? What's the alternative? Get weird and bitter like those incel groups? No, thank you. Their 5,000 years are up, but they think they're going to bully their way to another 5,000. Sorry. Those guys get me all worked up. You too, huh? Yeah. I've had some friends slide into that life, and they're just irretrievable. I can't stomach them anymore. One was telling me they'd hired a hunter, a lady hunter, no less, to go after dragons. Come to think of it, I haven't heard from that guy in a while. I'm gonna guess that plan backfired spectacularly. You're kidding me. You met that hunter? And the dragon she went after? That was real? No, you were not. You were there? Damn, man. How do you do it? You're just everywhere. No, I really haven't heard from him in a while. I mean, to me, and I tried to tell him this, to me, he was basically trying to hire a contract killer. And that's just, you know, it's entertaining in movies, but that's not the way civilized people behave. He didn't see it that way, of course. He saw it as exterminating a dangerous animal. Well, frankly, given half the chance, he'd have gotten rid of all women just on the off chance they could be dragons. I'm embarrassed to have stayed in touch with him for as long as I did. know, he was fun to play foosball with. He was a pretty simple dude. It's possible he just watched the wrong video and had his head turned, you know? In any case, it's a shame. I mean, frankly, I'd be surprised if he hasn't been eaten or set on fire. At a certain point, I could barely tolerate him. Any dragon who happened to cross his path would be extremely likely to eat him right up. I mean, we all know the types now, don't we? Don't you look at guys on the street and go, oh yeah, he's gonna be toast, or that guy's dragon brunch within the week? And you know, maybe someone thinks that about me somewhere. I don't know, but I hope I've learned a few things about survival in this world. Yeah, that's it, really. Try not to be a dick. Keep an eye on your surroundings, because I just walked down the street and I was really used to women always getting out of my way, and I had to bump into a few before I realized I should start adjusting how I move through the world out there. Yeah, no, it's not just walking, is it? It's like I feel like I understand about inside voices now in a way that I did not before. Like sometimes you gotta keep your voice down. Like now, no worries. But if there were a woman over at that table trying to study or read or whatever, it would be library voices in here, you know? I learned that the hard way. Well, it wasn't hard for me, but the guy who was going on about cryptocurrency at a boisterous volume learned the hard way right in front of me. Yep. 1 minute he was telling me about the blockchain in excruciating detail, and the next minute a dragon was standing there licking her lips looking at me. I just nodded at her, like I was grateful for her service, and she went back to her table, looking just like she had when she came in. Yeah, it was wild, let me tell you. Maybe it helped that she was a regular. I mean, she knows me, and she knows no one else makes the dragon she knows like me, so she had lots of reasons not to eat me. Oh yeah, she comes in here all the time. We have a nice rapport. I think she appreciates that I'm cool with her dragon stuff. I mean, sure, I'm terrified, but I figure if she didn't eat me when she was a dragon last time... Oh, good point. I'm probably kicking off a whole feast of fear for her, too. Good point. No, we've definitely never talked about it, but she does really overtip. So I think she maybe is trying to make up for eating a guy in my workplace. She's a great customer. I like her. And that guy was really annoying. I got it. If I could have turned dragon, I'd have done it myself. No, you're right, I wouldn't. But still, you know, we all have to adapt to this world, and I think I'm doing okay. And you're doing amazing. Thanks for being such a good role model for the rest of us, man. It's very helpful. And if you were a dragon, you'd have eaten me a while ago, because I am blabbering on here. Really? Everyone? People like to tell you stuff, huh? Wow. Yeah. No, you're right. People do tell me stuff too. You're right. Like that crypto guy. That's why I wouldn't have eaten him if I was a dragon. Because it's like a sacred barista trust to listen to people, especially lonely dudes who don't know how to have a conversation. I mean, don't you think dudes like that don't know how to back and forth, so they just hold forth? And I can take it, you know? I can hold that kind of space for them, even if it is irritating. No, man. I've talked your ear off again. That coffee is on the house. I'll try not to overshare next time. Have a good one, man.
Brent? Sorry, it's Brent, right? Sorry to pull you up short in the street like this. I don't know if you remember me. I treated you after your ice skating injury a little while ago. Yes, right. I'm Dr. Hester. No, please, feel free to call me Andrea. I'm so glad to hear you've healed up. Yeah, truthfully, I don't do a lot of follow-ups in the emergency wing of medicine, but I'm glad of it. No, the reason I wanted to grab you is... Well, yes, it was the pamphlet I gave you that I wanted to talk about. No, because I saw you on the news when your girlfriend ate those guys at the airport, and I thought, that was my patient. And that was my patient I sent to the dragon safe house. And is that the dragon he was singed by? Are you okay? Oh, good. And I guess you didn't go to the dragon safe house. Do you mind if I ask why not? Oh, sure. That makes sense. You weren't afraid for your life. Yes, I see. And you liked her. But weren't you afraid? Wow. A little bit of fear keeps you both safe. Well, I guess, given the fear response in this pathology, that might make some sense. I'm just so used to trying to keep people out of fear. No, I suppose you're right. Dragons don't really stalk anyone. They are more reactive than predatory. No, now that you come to mention it. We've never had a dragon come looking for any of our clients. Our clients come to us afraid, worried for their lives, but unlike the domestic violence shelter I used to work at, we've never had to hold any dragons off. They seem genuinely uninterested in our clients. But our clients are truly terrified, and we look after them. Well, you are welcome for patching you up. I guess that really was mostly a skating accident then. I'm sorry. I saw the singeing and I assumed the worst. No, you don't have to tell me. You were singed on your way out the door when she told you to run. Wait, she told you to run? That's unusual behaviour. I should say she had some conflicting emotions, my goodness. She turns dragon to eat you and tells you to run as she's transforming. Fascinating. I guess I ought to get into research because I am very curious about how all this works. Well, I volunteered at domestic violence shelters before. They always need doctors, particularly women doctors. And when they started to close down the shelters... Oh, for the best reason. They weren't needed anymore. But one of the board members suggested we turn them into dragon safe houses to look out for men who might have been traumatized by dragons. No. Truthfully, we haven't had a lot of clients. Most men who turn up are certainly fearful, but there's rarely a particular dragon they're running from. They're just generally scared, and rarely has anyone had any actual contact with dragons. But we let them stay anyway, because we have the space and the staff, and we have to keep them occupied or we'll lose all our funding. I suppose we could pivot again, though to what? Yeah, we don't know either. I mean, I'm glad for you that your dragon love story worked out, but I have to confess, you were my prime example for a little bit. Well, someone would say, there's no point in staying open, and then I'd say, but I had this patient with all this singeing. Where would he go if we weren't here? Yes, I guess you did go to the airport. And since right now there are only 2 countries with dragons, I guess anyone who is looking to avoid them could also just go to the airport. I really hoped I'd find a secret, terrible case of dragon abuse under your story, but it sounds like you're just fine, and maybe just in love. Hey-ho, that's the way it goes, I suppose. Well, I have plenty to do at the hospital. Thank you for having this little chat with me, Brent. Oh, no, it's not so much a disappointment as a shattering of illusions, and I must sound terrible being all disappointed to learn you're not being abused. I'm actually genuinely happy for you. Genuinely. God, what a ninny. I mean, if I was disappointed, It's only because I had some grand idea of helping people who don't actually need help. It's a splash of cold water, but I guess I just have to let it go. Right, that is the question, isn't it? Who does need our help now? Because, right, fundamentally, the dragons solved domestic violence. They solved it. Just by eating or immolating the ones doing it. And they didn't reverse roles with domestic abusers. They scared the piss out of the domestic abusers and then went about their business. Yes, I suppose scared domestic abusers could need some help, but I'm not sure they're on the top of my list. Well, I guess a lot of kids have lost their shitty fathers, and while that might actually be good, maybe some of them are orphans now. We could open up an orphanage, I guess. It feels very old-fashioned, but maybe it is all that's left. I'd open a sexual assault crisis centre, but those numbers have gone way down. And I don't want to be, well, the dragons seem to be handling those cases quite aggressively and effectively, and I would not want to get in their way. Well, Brent, you've given me such a lot to think about. I thank you.
When they called me and asked me to do this, I could not believe it. I could not believe it, Brent. I can't believe it. And Ashley, wow, I am both scared and happy to meet you. No, not just because you're a dragon. Though really, I never knowingly met a dragon before. But because you're my buddy Brent's girl and I don't want to make a bad impression. And the fact that they're filming all of this, I don't want to get the award for the most dumbass dragon meeting of the year, you know? Oh, you're sweet. You're sweet. Brent, buddy, your girl is so sweet. Is that okay to say? I'm sorry, I'm nervous. But they tell me they'll edit everything so I can say all the dumbest stuff and they'll make me sound like Mr. Smooth. Or they'll make me sound like a fool. I mean, they didn't say that. I just know it's true. I mean, I'm okay either way, you know? It wouldn't be the first time I looked like a fool, and at least if it's the editing, I can say, hey, those guys edited me to make me look like a fool, right? Yeah, philosopher. That's me. Ah, well. They told me I should meet you, Ashley, so I know who I'm selling out if I happen to start drinking the Kool-Aid over at the Scourge Center. They felt it would help me keep you in mind. Yeah, or they thought this would make good TV. A spy meeting a dragon. Yeah, of course that's good TV. Doi! Yeah, but I think they're right about the other thing too, because, you know, I don't like to admit, but I am not the most stalwart of men. I mean, surrounded by a bunch of guys trying to convince me of something, I might be convinced. I wish I had a stronger will of my own, but Ashley, I am very vulnerable to peer pressure, especially from other guys. Well, I don't know much, but I do know my own weaknesses. You know, I'd go by the bar meaning to just have a soda or a coffee or something, and I'd be stumbling home drunk. I've smoked things I didn't want to smoke and taken drugs I didn't want to take, but those things only hurt me. They didn't impact anyone else, really. So, for this, I think those TV people are right. I'll stay firm because I don't want to hurt a nice, sweet girl like you. Golly, I'm blushing. Am I blushing? I'm blushing. I'm pretty lucky I met you, Brent. I have a lot of ideas. You remember that? Yeah, I guess I'm a bit ambitious. And even in my wildest dreams, I didn't imagine getting on TV and with such nice people. I regret everything I ever said about dragons before. I didn't know. You know, I never met one. I was just scared. Like a lot of guys, I guess. Yeah, it's true. I am still. Is it? The fear keeps me alive? You think so? A dragon might just want to keep me around because fear is good. Tasty. Okay with me. Eat up. Well, I guess I'm also scared to go meet up with a bunch of dudes who might do me harm if they find out I'm a spy. You would. If they harm one hair on my head. Brent, I think I'm in love with your girlfriend. Yeah. We got each other's backs. Right on. Well, the main thing I'm worried about is that I got a big mouth. And I'm gonna have to work pretty hard to keep all these secrets if they keep me talking. But the law enforcement people said in these types of situations, it's pretty rare that the leaders do much listening. That usually these types of guys tend to do 99% of the talking, and when their followers talk, it is mostly a yes-no type of situation. So, I think I'll be okay. But Ashley, I want you to know that if I get going and I think I'm going to spill, I am going to think of you and shut up. I got a strategy, see? I'm getting some training. It's going to be very interesting. The most interesting thing that's happened to me before, I think. Oh, yeah. They're going to be listening and watching, and there's going to be an invisible mic and a camera in my hat, and they're trying out a little earpiece so they can talk me down if I get a little too, wound up. It is super spy shit, and I am pumped. Are you sure you don't want to do this, Brent? I feel bad taking your invite. Right. You'd be at too much risk. They'd know you. Might throw you in a closet or whatever. I got it. Well, I guess none of those guys would suspect me. They got no reason. And I'm just the kind of chuckle brain to stumble into a place like that, right? Nah, I know I am. It's okay. Me being that kind of chuckle brain is what's getting me this opportunity. Yeah. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. And don't forget to rescue me if they throw me in the basement.
The Dragoning is created by Messenger Theater Company and written by Emily Rainbow Davis. The Dragoning theme was composed by Scott Ethier. Sound design by Matt Powell. Show art by Shannon Harvey. Produced by Kashayna Johnson. This episode featured
Jonathan Horne
as Zeke,
Sally Beaumont
as Dr. Andrea Hester, and
Jeff LaGreca
as Dylan. Messenger Theater Company is a not-for-profit organization, and we are entirely reliant on your support. Thank you in advance for making our next project possible. Stay safe out there, everyone, and watch out for dragons.